What's up everyone, Scootery here. So I'm going to talk a bit about Feral Druid PvP tips and tricks. Now this video isn't going to show you talents, or glyphs, or super amazing secrets to instantly get gladiator, but it'll more so focus on the basic maneuvers a Feral can pull off that newer players may not know about. This video is going to be very generalized and maybe even obvious at times, but I'll be working on another video that's more class specific and situational. The first thing I want to talk about is the bread and butter of the Feral tree. With Predatory strikes, for every combo point you spend, you have a 20% chance to proc a free instant nature spell. So if you spend 5 combo points, that's a guaranteed free proc. You can get a free Cyclone, Hibernate, Healing Touch, Entangling Roots, or even Regrowth. Be sure to use every proc to get the upper hand in an arena match. Here you can see I'm trying to kill the hunter, so I get up some combo points on him, spend them, and then use my Predatory strike proc on the priest for an instant Cyclone and finish off the hunter. Here's another example where my target is the boomkin. I again get up all my combo points, spend them on a rip, and use my Predatory swiftness proc on a Cyclone on the healer to finish off the boomkin. If you Cyclone an enemy while their teammates are under pressure, or even while your own team is under pressure, they'll likely trinket your Cyclone. So you can predict this trinket and cast a second Cyclone immediately following the first, having the second one land right as they trinket, making them waste it. Cycloning offensive or defensive cooldowns to expire their durations is a great way to relieve damage and resource gains. When a Death Knight summons his pet for the Death Pact sacrifice heal, Cyclone the ghoul to prevent him from sacrificing it, therefore preventing the heal entirely. When a boomkin uses Starfall, since it's a short duration buff, all the damage can be completely negated with a Cyclone. You can also Cyclone through anything that may increase resource gains. Mana returning spells such as Dispersion and Innervate can be completely negated with a Cyclone as well. The final heal from a life bloom is also easily predicted and stopped with a simple Cyclone. Now Entangling Roots is a very underused spell, and a lot of people don't use it to its potential. But it can be used in a lot of situations to give you the upper hand. You can use Entangling Roots to line of sight a healer around a pillar, or you can use it to get some distance and get some heals off. Here you see me use Nature's Grasp, and the rogue gets rooted, allowing me to get some distance and throw up some heals. When he reaches me, he again gets rooted, and I line of sight him around the stairs and heal up some more. Another great peel that people seem to forget is our Infected Wounds slow. Many people forget that slows are a form of CC and can actually be very useful when your teammates are taking damage to release some pressure and get them some distance. Infected Wounds is applied with a mangle or shred, so if our healer is taking some heat, we can just mangle the enemy to give our healer some breathing room. Alright, now let's talk a bit about Feral Charge. Feral Charge is how we close gaps, and it also procs a free Ravage. This is very important for setting up burst. A well-timed Feral Charge, Tiger's Fury, and Ravage combo can deal a lot of burst damage, and when coupled with a Ferocious Bite, can be devastating. Try and time all your Feral Charges with Tiger's Fury for some on-demand burst. My favorite thing to do with Feral Charge is to run off a ledge, get my enemy to follow, and charge back up to the ledge right before my enemy jumps off, having him jump down to the bottom and me be safe and sound to the top. This has actually saved me in a lot of arena games, giving me time to heal up and relieve the pressure. Remember, the cat and bear charge don't really share a cooldown. When you use one, it goes on a 27-second cooldown, but the other goes on a 14-second cooldown. So in 14 seconds, you can use your opposite charge. That means they both come up at the same time after you use them in sequence. So rotate which charge you use, and use both of them to your advantage. Now this trick here is the reason why I play 2 Night Elf Feral Druids. To pull this off, you need a combination of timing, lag, and luck. Shadowmeld technically makes you stealthed, so you can actually use abilities that require stealth. So you can pull off a clutch Shadowmeld and pounce combo mid-fight and surprise your enemies with an unexpected stun. The reason why you say you need timing, lag, and luck is because you'll most likely have dots on you when you try and do this, but if you time it right, you can pull off this great maneuver with ease. Now, I play with my latency around 80 ms, and even with dots up, I've managed to Shadowmeld, stealth, cat charge, and pounce all before the dots broke my stealth. This nifty combo gives you a stun, a free ravage, and can be coupled with the Tiger's Fury and Ravage burst combo we talked about earlier. Here you can see me pull off this combo even while I've dots on myself. I follow up my Cyclone with a Shadowmeld charge pounce. Shadowmeld can be used in a number of other ways as well. Here I go out of form to heal and expect to be repented, so I Shadowmeld the repent. Ferals have been known to have very strong defensive cooldowns. We have Barkskin, Survival Instincts, Bear Form, Frenzied Regeneration, and Savage Defense. When a feral pops Bear Form and Frenzied Regeneration, he can usually last at least the entire duration of regen, with 3 or 4 guys beating on him, or more. Now here you can see I have about 15% health and a full rage bar. I use Frenzied Regeneration, and all my rage is converted back to health, and I wind up with 100% health after the duration of Frenzied Regeneration. Stampeding Roar and Dash can both be used to break snares or roots. In this clip I use Dash to break a mage's Frost Nova. The Barkskin glyph reduces your chance to be critically hit by 25%, in addition to Barkskin's usual 20% damage reduction. That means Barkskin is very useful versus any offensive cooldown that increases crit chance, such as Shatter combos, Recklessness, or Shadow Dance. It only has a 1-minute cooldown, so use it often. Here you can see me using Barkskin to negate a Frost Mage's Shatter combo. Druids have a talent in the feral tree called Nurturing Instinct, which increases our healing received in cat form by 20%. So when you need to heal yourself, run away, maybe throw up some CCs on your target, and cast a 3-stack Life Bloom and Rejuvenation on yourself. Then go cat form for the increased healing. The final heal from Life Bloom will also increase from this. I've never found macros to be absolutely necessary for feral, but they sure do make a few things easier. Here are a couple of the macros I currently use. This is a Stampeding Roar macro, which combines both my cat and bear spells into one button and cancels dash at the same time in case I need to break 2 roots in a row. Then I have a feral charge macro, which again combines my 2 cat and bear spells into one button. I use a very similar macro for Skull Bash, combining my 2 cat and bear abilities into one keybind. My dash macro is similar to the Stampeding Roar one, in that it cancels Stampeding Roar and uses dash in case of double roots. This macro uses Tiger's Fury and my Engineering Glove enchant. The Berserk macro uses my on-use agility trinket and or glove enchant for lots of extra damage. I don't really use this macro anymore, but this one combines Prowl and Pounce into one keybind. This is a universal, every form Fairy Fire. usable in caster, cat, and bear. Then I have a focus skull bash. I use a different macro entirely instead of a modifier. And then I use start attack macros for all my main cat abilities. This is mainly for totem stomping because nobody likes when you don't start attacking something because you don't have energy. This pounce macro basically uses pounce on the closest enemy. Very useful for trying to find rogues and stealth. You can just spam this macro, and if the rogue gets near you, it'll pounce him instead of getting your target frame stuck on somebody you don't want them on. Lastly, I have a universal slow removal power shift macro. So with one button push you can quickly shift in and out of whatever form you're in and break a slow.